What does it actually take to become a successful artist in 2026? Because let's be honest, the art world has changed. What worked in 2015 or even 2020 just doesn't work anymore. The algorithms have shifted, the platforms have changed, and the artists who are thriving now, well, they're the ones who know how to adapt, focus, and think long term. So in this video, I'm sharing 5 essential tips to help you to become a successful artist this year, not based on outdated advice, but on what's working right now in 2026. And for more videos on all things related to art business, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified every time I release a new video. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hello, I'm Martha, and I spent over a decade working in the contemporary art world, starting out in galleries in London and eventually becoming a gallery director. I now help artists build sustainable, profitable careers without sacrificing their creativity or their integrity. And inside of the Artist Accelerator, I've helped artists go from struggling to sell £80 pieces to selling works for £12,000 or more. I've supported artists in getting full-page features and magazines, tripling their online sales and becoming fully booked with commissions for an entire year. The tips I'm about to share are drawn directly from the strategies that we teach inside of the Accelerator. The same strategies that have helped our clients to grow their visibility, increase their sales, and build thriving art businesses, even in what might feel like a very crowded market. So if you'd like to learn more about the program, along with practical ways to create reliable and sustainable income streams without sacrificing your creativity, integrity, or that precious time in the studio, you can click the link in the description below to apply to work with me. So let's jump straight into the 5 tips. Tip number 1, increase your visibility through SEO-driven platforms. Let's start with visibility, because if people don't see your work, they can't buy it. But here's a shift that artists need to understand in 2026. Visibility isn't just about showing up on Instagram anymore. Instagram, of course, is still useful, and many of our clients have seen great results in terms of opportunities and sales from Instagram. But more and more, we're seeing artists build sustainable momentum through longer-term SEO-driven platforms, specifically YouTube and Pinterest. And this is because both YouTube and Pinterest work like search engines. So instead of showing your content only to your followers, these platforms put your work in front of the people who are actively seeking out what you offer. So it's not about the quick hit of likes anymore, it's about discoverability. And that makes these platforms incredibly powerful for artists. Take one of our clients, Irene Steller. Irene is a watercolour artist who started sharing her work on Pinterest following the strategies that we teach inside of the Artist Accelerator only 2 months ago. And since then, she's reaching over 650,000 people every month on Pinterest, and as a result of that, she has more than quadrupled her monthly email subscribers. And that didn't happen by churning out new content every day or burning herself out trying to keep up with the trends that you often have to do on Instagram to get noticed. Instead, she focuses on creating high quality, searchable content that continues working for her long after it's posted. One well-made pin can keep bringing her views for months and even years on end without any extra effort, and off the back of that, she's regularly and effortlessly building her email list as well. That's the magic of SEO-driven platforms. Your content doesn't just disappear after 24 or 48 hours. It keeps working for you by bringing in views, building trust, and attracting new audiences long after you've posted it. So if you're serious about growing as an artist in 2026, start shifting your mindset. Stop thinking just about what will get you attention today, and instead ask yourself, what can I create now that will keep expanding my reach 6 months or even a year from now? So if you're not yet on Pinterest or YouTube, this is your sign to start. And if you're already on Instagram, think about how you can repurpose what you're currently publishing on there. Could that reel now become a Pinterest pin? Could your behind the scenes content work as a YouTube short? Small shifts like this can completely change your visibility over time. But remember, visibility is the first step, but it's only powerful if it lasts. Tip number 2, don't try to be perfect. Focus on taking action instead. So this one might sting a little, but far too many artists spend months and even years waiting until everything feels ready before they can put their work out there. They buy multiple domain names, they tweak logos, maybe order some business cards and obsess over colour palettes and things like that. They even redesign their website homepage 12 times and still haven't shared their work with anyone. But here's the truth. You don't need a perfect website, a perfect brand, or a polished Instagram feed to start making sales. What you need is simple. Make great work and get it in front of people. Now, in the early stages of your art career, perfectionism isn't a strategy, it's a delay tactic. It may feel productive in the moment, but really, it's just a way to avoid the scary part of putting your work out there into the world. So if you're just starting out, or even if you're a mid-career artist and you're feeling a little bit stuck, here's where your focus needs to be. You want to focus on creating consistently, develop your body of work and your style, talk about your work, and then put it in front of people who might buy it. Because no one's buying your logo, no one's paying you for a beautifully designed website. Sales come from your work first and foremost, and your ability to talk about it in a way that connects with people. Now, inside of the Artist Accelerator, we help artists cut through this noise and focus on what actually moves the needle so that they stop wasting months perfecting details that don't bring in sales and start building real momentum instead. Tip number 3, follow a plan that actually works. So let me put this simply. If you're dabbling everywhere, you're building nowhere. Most artists will post on Instagram, send out the odd artist newsletter to their email list, and maybe apply for an open call just for fun, and might even do the occasional blog post if they have time. This is where so many artists go wrong. So if you're doing lots of things, but without a clear plan, holding it all together, all the work that you're putting in, none of it's going to stick and none of it will build. The problem here is that without a strategy, you're going to end up working hard, doing lots of little bitty things without actually moving forward. So to grow a successful art business in 2026, you don't need to do everything. You need to do the right things in the right order with a clear focus. So what does that actually look like? It looks like having a clear plan for how new people will discover your work, how you'll stay connected with them, how you'll turn interest into sales, and how you'll keep growing from there. When you've got a clear plan in place, everything will start to make sense. Each piece of content that you create has a purpose. Each action then feeds into the next. You'll stop wondering whether you're doing enough because you know you're following a strategy designed to work. And this is exactly what we focus on inside of the Artist Accelerator, helping artists to follow a structured, proven path so they're not wasting time on random tasks or constantly guessing what to do next. Because the truth is, without a strategy, it's easy to feel scattered and uncertain. You'll find yourself trying different things, then questioning whether any of it was worth it in the first place. You'll struggle to measure what's actually working simply because your attention is spread too thin. So if you don't have a clear strategy yet, my advice is very simple. Please get help. So whether that's with us inside of the accelerator or with someone else that you trust, but don't try to figure this all out on your own. Your time is far better spent creating your best work and building real connections, not stuck in overwhelm and chasing every new idea or trend that comes along. Tip number 4, don't buckle during uncertainty. Stay the course. So let's talk about resilience, because the truth is, building a successful art career means learning to not buckle during uncertainty. So whether that's economic shifts, global events, or the constant comparison culture on social media, there will always be moments where you doubt yourself and question whether your work is good enough. But what separates artists who succeed from those who simply give up is simple. The ones who succeed don't panic when things feel uncertain. They don't throw out their strategy or abandon their work after a slow week. Instead, they stay focused, consistent, and committed to the path that they have chosen. This doesn't mean being stubborn or ignoring useful feedback. It means not reacting emotionally to every bump in the road. It means not changing your style just because one person made a negative comment on Instagram, not walking away from your work because a launch didn't go as well as planned, and not rewriting your entire business strategy every time something unexpected happens. When the world feels unstable, the artists who keep showing up become something reliable for their audience, and that consistency builds trust. People are drawn to artists who keep working, keep sharing, and keep showing up, regardless of what's happening around them. I've seen artists panic and pivot after a single quiet week, convinced that their audience has lost interest in them or their work has somehow lost its value. However, in reality, most of the time it's just a blip. Sales and visibility fluctuate all the time. It's completely normal. What matters isn't avoiding the ups and downs, but learning to not let those ups and downs dictate your decisions. You have to trust your work and your process. Success in this industry isn't built on quick wins. It's built on showing up consistently over time. And consistency isn't glamorous, but that is what works. So when you're facing uncertainty, whether it's external circumstances or internal doubt, remember this. The answer isn't to stop. The answer is actually to keep going. That's how you build an art career that lasts. And tip number 5, invest in long-term growth over quick wins. Let me be honest with you, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Every artist that you admire, the ones with consistent sales, loyal collectors, and a business that actually supports them, has got there through steady, deliberate work repeated over time. If you're constantly chasing quick wins, jumping on trends, scrambling to feed the algorithm, running multiple studio sales just to make ends meet, you're building your business on rocky ground. Now, it might feel productive in the moment, but it won't create stability over time. And without stability, your business cannot grow. Instead, you need to think like a professional and invest in your long-term growth. That means learning how to price your work properly so you're not undervaluing yourself and struggling to scale. It means understanding how to launch your collection releases strategically so your sales aren't just left to chance. It means building systems behind the scenes, such as your operations, your marketing, your customer experience, so that your business can run efficiently without you burning out. It also means strengthening your artist brand and the way that you communicate your value so that people understand what you do and why they should care. And just as importantly, it means working on your mindset and your resilience so you can weather the inevitable ups and downs that come with being a creative business owner. Now, all of these elements might seem small on their own, but over time they compound. Each one strengthens your foundation, helping you build an art business that doesn't just survive in uncertain times, but actually thrives. Now, inside of the Artist Accelerator, this is exactly what we focus on. We help artists build something sustainable that will truly stand the test of time, because I wouldn't want you to just rely on luck. I want you to build an art business that will carry you forward year after year. And yes, this often means saying no to short-term opportunities that may seem exciting at the time, but simply aren't aligned with your long-term vision and mission. Being intentional now will allow you to have more freedom and flexibility later on. Slow, steady growth might not feel as exciting as a quick win, but it's the kind of growth that lasts. And more importantly, it puts you back in control of your own success. So let's quickly recap the 5 tips that will help you to become a successful artist in 2026. Focus on visibility through SEO-driven platforms like Pinterest and YouTube. Stop chasing perfectionism and start sharing your work now consistently. Follow a clear strategy, so don't try to do everything. Focus on doing the right things in the right order. Stay consistent even when things feel uncertain. That's when the real growth happens. And finally, invest in long-term growth over short-term wins. These aren't just ideas, they're practical habits. The artists who apply them consistently are the ones who we see grow in their sales, their audiences, their confidence, and their art careers. And that's exactly what's happening for my clients inside of the Artist Accelerator. So if you're ready to take your art business seriously and you want to follow a proven strategy designed to get results, click the link in the description to apply to work with me. And inside the program, I'll show you how to build visibility without burning out, how to run launches in a way that actually leads to reliable sales, and how to develop your artist brand to grow a real collector base. You'll be handed the exact framework that hundreds of other artists have used to go from sporadic sales to sold out collections without needing a huge audience or churning out constant content. If that's the direction that you're ready to go in, click the link in the description below to apply. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, let me know by liking it, commenting down below, and subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.